Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. This is Stephen in wonderful sunny Wiltshire, and we are about to go live on Amazon Live. Okay, so I can put that down, and we are now live on Amazon Live, and I just need this to work. And it's gone green. Now go to Amazon Live and refresh. Yeah, different thing entirely. Okay, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, hello. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hello. And I'll be with you in a second. And I can see you're watching. If you'd like to comment, then please do. And we'll get the show underway in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. And we're live. Okay, so that's that achieved. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Live. It's Monday. It's 4 p.m. in the UK. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. And it's time for another week and another set of shows. So welcome to the broadcast. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. Now, first thing I need to do is get a bit of light on. So let's switch the light on. Okay, I'm using Logitech Litra light, which is down the carousel, and my new phone is buzzing away in the background. Okay, and you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. And thank you very much for watching. And we've got comments coming in already. So let's take the first comment. And the first comment coming in is from John, who's saying, can hear me today. Good. It was Facebook updates, John, Microsoft updates of updates. And but thank you for checking in. You can hear me. Good. Okay. And hopefully people over on Amazon Live can hear me too. And I'm just waiting for, well, I'm waiting. Okay, let's press that button. See if that helps. And it's saying that I'm live, which is good. And just a bit bemused. Never mind. Things will work themselves out, I'm pretty sure. But I do want to say thank you for watching live. Now, to go around the clock today, and this is the clock. First of all, if you are watching on Amazon Live, I want to say thank you. And you can comment today, okay? Because as Nick is illustrating there, if you comment on Amazon Live, then I can show your comments on screen. Now, if you're logged into Amazon Live, I can show you a photograph as well. If not, then I can just show your name and your comment. So that's a real step forward. And hopefully, as time goes by, more and more use will be made of that. Second item in today is this is the Obspot Tiny 4K camera focused on the desktop at the moment. And you can see that this is live. That's my hand. We're looking at Logitech C920X. We're looking at the Anker 4-way USB. We're looking at the Echo Dot. I won't say her name. TP-Link. If I just lift that up, you'll be able to see it better. So there's the TP-Link Deco, and I'm using that Wi-Fi today. On the tripod, you can see an Obspot. It's the original Obspot, which is a tiny. Here are the earbuds, which are also down the carousel. And these are Treblab X3 Pro earbuds down the carousel. Next to that, the star of this week's show is undoubtedly this, which is the Samsung S22 Ultra. And I've had this now for a week. I'm really enjoying using it. I'm going to explain why later in today's broadcast. So let's go over to the carousel and say thank you for watching on Amazon Live. I do appreciate you being with me today. And the first camera we're going to look at in a second is the Obspot Tiny, which I say was a predecessor of the 4K. So let's take that off full screen. Okay, just a minute, forgot something then. Okay, this is the chess set, and the chess set is also in the carousel, and these are beautiful pieces. Here we have a knight, which is on the chessboard, So let's put it back on the chessboard. And we've got, this is a Greek chess set. We have men throwing discuses or disci. I'm not sure whether it's discus or disci, but the chess set features on today's show. And I think it actually, well, it's basically I've tidied up. That's what's happened. I have tidied up. Here you have my Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Okay, all the items I'm talking about are in the carousel at the moment, including the stand, the tripod stand. Okay, next, before we actually get down to our first item, I have a show on Wednesday for Be Live, June 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK, and it's called Gaining Confidence on Camera, hosted by me. It'll be in the Be Livers group, Be Live streaming community, and in the live video sales group, and everywhere else I can actually post it to. So I'm looking forward to that. I did this morning put together an agenda for use in the show. Right, now, as I said a moment ago, I have been with this Samsung Galaxy S22 for the last 7 days. And if John's still with me, you'll at last meet our chickens, because later on, as I get to the section about the Samsung S22, I've got a video actually shot with the camera, and I'm going to play that for you. So that is there. Okay, and then finally, this is Lights Camera Action, where we talk about webcams, microphones, audio gear, live video, and Fitbits. Okay, so that's all on today's agenda. I want to say thank you to John for dropping by and confirming that today I have sound and correcting his spelling, which was good. And I'm going to take that card off. Okay. Right. So thank you to John. And this is Lights Camera Action with Stephen Healy, broadcasting to the UK. I'm one of 5 English broadcasters on Amazon Live. We're all grateful to be here. Anyway, I've told you the main story, so I can hide that card. I can hide Wednesday's broadcast. I'll hide the chickens for a moment and hide the card. Okay, so I'm broadcasting from, let's go over here and show you. I'm actually broadcasting today from Be Live, which means that we can have 8 people on screen. I can play YouTube videos, show images as I've been doing, play you the videos later. So everything that I want to do is in my Be Live studio, and I'll be using it throughout this live broadcast on Amazon Live. Now, if you've any questions at all about any element in the carousel, please do ask. Now, by clicking an item in the carousel, you're not ordering. Okay, you are not ordering. Okay, so on the right, you can see the OBSBot Tiny 4K. I'm about to switch that though. I'm going to change it to the first item in the carousel, which is on a discount today, which always excites me. So let me press that and go to the other OBSBot camera. Hopefully this will work. Okay, bear with me if it doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to take the title off because this is not the 4K. Okay, now I love it when hardware is software driven. Now the thing is that, just a minute, let's go to the right place. Okay, I'll show you what is happening. Let's go over here, and I'm just going to change theme a moment. So bear with me. Okay. On the right of me, you have, well, first of all, this is the OBSBot camera. And the OBSBot camera is capable of 3 different presets. Now, most cameras like Logitech's are static. Yeah, as you can see on the top of the monitor there, you've got the OBSBot, which is on a 2-axis gimbal. You've got Logitech Brio, which is fixed in place, and then you've got Logitech Litra Lite. So those 3 items are actually on top of my BenQ monitor, and the BenQ monitor is down in the carousel. So you can scroll along and you can take a look at that as you want. But the point about this is, and I'll put that full screen for a moment so you can still hear me, is that you can now see this is my broadcasting studio. So I'm using a Microsoft Surface Book 2, and that 2 is down in the carousel. You can see that, well, how far can you see? You can see my mouse, you can see my clapperboard, and you can see the rucksack on the door. And that in between the rucksack and the monitor is a 5'6" stand, which is down the carousel. That's an iPad stand. Okay, now one of the things about iPad is brilliant broadcast quality. If you want to broadcast direct from your iPad, then this iPad stand holds the iPad securely. You can raise and lower it, and its maximum extension is 5'6", which means that for most of us, we can look directly into the camera on our iPad and broadcast out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Okay, so just a reminder, this is a BenQ monitor. This is my BeLive studio. And up above, we have the OBSBot 4K, the Logitech Brio, and the Logitech Litra light. That is the only light that's lighting me at the moment. If you look at the size of the light, yeah. So that's the first preset on the webcam we're looking at the moment, which is the OBSBot Tiny. Okay, so let's go to find out more information about the OBSBot Tiny. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to come down to OBSBot Tiny, and its official name is the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera. PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. And if I come to the second preset, which is me, and I've got to look into a different camera here. Okay, so this is me, and I'm actually looking directly into the OBSBot Tiny camera. Now, the thing is about this, I've actually, you saw the cap. Let's rewind a minute. If I go here, my first OBSBot is the OBSBot 4K, which is on top of the monitor. Okay, the second one is actually on, let's come back to me. The second OBSBot, which is the one down the carousel, is actually on a tripod. Now, the beauty of the tripod is that I can adjust the height. So it's not a way up above me on the monitor. It's actually at eye level. So I can look straight at the camera. And it comes more naturally to look straight at the camera when it's at the same level as your eyes. Simple as that. So I'm looking directly into the camera, and the OBSBot Tiny is mounted on a tripod. So first of all, we can see that there are different ways in which you can mount the OBSBot Tiny. There is supplied with the camera a magnetic mount. Now this goes, there's a lip there, it goes over the top of your monitor, okay, and it attaches, there's an adhesive pad there which sticks to your monitor, and that locks this stand fixed in place. I mean, you've got to work hard to actually take it off again, okay. Then at the bottom of the camera is a magnetic mount, and the magnets lock onto each other, and then you can't move the camera. Okay, you can't knock it off accidentally. It's not going to go anywhere. It'll hit you back. It won't move. So that's the magnetic mount. The second mount is the one that I've got on. On the bottom of the camera is a thread, and you can thread the tripod into the magnetic, into the camera, and that's it. And that's why I'm sat here at eye level and looking directly at the camera, and it's working well. And that's the second. And the third preset is this one. And this is winding its way around. As you can see, it's on a gimbal, and it's going around the wall, and it's going outside. And this is the view out of my window. So you can see next door's roof. You can see next door to that. You can see the gable end, and you can see out into the gardens across. So the first thing about an OBSBot camera is that it's got 3 presets, and it can go around 180-degree angle, which most cameras can't. Most cameras are actually restricted to 90 degrees. With the OBSBot, I'll come back to me. It's coming back to me. It's going to come past my medals for walking and back to me on screen. Okay, so we're back to me. It has 3 presets, and you can switch between the 3 presets using the software. Now, if you buy hardware, if you buy camera and you don't download any software to go with it, you're only using a small percentage of the camera. So I'm going to show you the software that controls the OBSBots. I'm going to show you the software that controls any Logitech camera. And I'm also going to show you quite a few other things as well. So do stay around. And I want to say thank you for watching. And let's go through. If I come back to me, and I'm going to go to here. Okay, what I'm going to do is switch to here. And these are the main features of the OBSBot. Okay, it's got AI-powered framing and gesture control. Gesture control, you can ask it to track you. You can ask it to stop tracking you. You can ask it to zoom in. You can ask it to zoom out. Okay, so you've got gesture control and AI-powered framing. It will try and get me in the center of the camera. The next feature is it's a full 1080p HD webcam. So 720 is DVD quality, 1080p is above that. Very high quality, suitable for going out on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and your website. Okay, and for most purposes, 1080 is the maximum that web-based systems can go. It's got dual omnidirectional microphones. If we take a look at that, I'm just going to switch scenes a minute. Okay, now I can't. Okay, I will. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the monitor. And on top of the monitor, you can see it has dual omnidirectional microphones. Now, the thing about that is it will pick up the sound all around the office. So you have to be aware of that. And you do need some form of noise cancellation. It's got 90-degree wide angle. Now, it's not as simple as that. It's got 180 because of the gimbal. That allows it to swivel round virtually on itself and give you 180 degrees. It's got low light correction. If you have no lighting at all, the camera will do its best to correct and so that people can still see you. It's got an AI-powered PTZ cam, and you can see how I'm operating my studio at the moment. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And it's got a privacy setting. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my life in my hands. I'm going to go to the camera that's on top of the monitor and just watch the lens at the top. Just watch that lens at the top, and I can ask, using the software, that camera to go to sleep. Okay, and there, while the device is sleeping, the lens is turned through until it's off. So I'm going to resume now, and you'll see the lens move back. So if you can set a timer, so if you don't use the camera for 10 minutes, it will automatically switch itself off to save power. That's the sleep mode. Okay, 5, 10 minutes, you can actually set it to go off, switch itself off if there is no picture. Okay, and it also has the 3 preset positions we've looked at and I've been using for the last few minutes. And it's got headroom mode. Now, to explain headroom mode. Okay, when we appear on camera, if we appear like this, it's very distracting. What we want to do is appear and have headroom, space above your head. Yeah, and this is the way we're actually used to watching people live on camera. It's distracting when you go like that. What you should be is like that, and the camera will give you headroom automatically. Okay, it's got face auto exposure, which is the thing I love about OBSBot is they're always updating the firmware and the desktop software. And in the latest update, which was back in end of April, May, they did face auto exposure, which means you look good on camera. And let's just go over to the camera and see how good it looks, or rather how good I look using the software. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to me. Okay, so what the camera's doing is it's basically making my complexion look more natural. irrespective of lighting, it's doing auto face exposure. I think that's the way around it should be. Okay, now the next thing, before I go on to its big brother, is that it's got noise reduction built in, which we talked about a moment ago. And it also has motion mode. If you want the camera to track somebody who's moving fast, if somebody's doing a 100-yard race, then the camera can track them throughout the race. I've seen videos of people being tracked running around the gym. It is auto sleep mode. We've seen that actually demonstrated. And it's a 2-axis gimbal and a magnetic mount, which we saw a moment ago. That's the magnetic mount, which I can get the right way around. Okay, the magnet on top. Okay, so that is, he said, look, it's like doing a big production and you've got many different cameras to look at. Again, thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. If you've got any questions about anything that I'm doing, do type it in the comments. I can, just as a note, basically, if this works, it'd be good. I'm going to go here and I'm going to put this on screen. I've got some sticky notes, and there you are. Your host is Stephen Healy from England. We are talking about live broadcasting. That's spelled correctly. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. We're talking about, in a moment, about Logitech Brio and the Samsung S22, which is an amazing phone. And if you do comment, I can show your comments on screen. Okay, just as a note. Take that off again. Okay, so the magnetic mount, and I'm going to come down to the bottom, and that's it. Okay, let's switch back to here. Okay, you're now watching me on the Brio, okay, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but I need to do this. I need to switch between cameras because I'm now going to show you the next camera in the carousel, which is the Obspot 4K. If I can find it, I'll put it somewhere. Okay, so I'm switching to the Obspot 4K. Now, the whole secret of this is I've got 3 cameras and 1 microphone. Okay, that's how I'm doing it. I've switched the microphones off on the Obspots, and I've just got the microphone, the external microphone, which is a Elgato Wave 3. Okay, let's switch over here, and I can definitely say this is the Obspot Tiny 4K, which is down the carousel. Now, there are some features of this camera which the 1080 doesn't have. So this is an improvement on the camera I just showed you. First thing is, it's 4K. And 4K, well, I'm broadcasting in 720. Next comes 1080, and then comes 4K, which is somewhere up there. It's the best quality that we as consumers can actually get at the moment. And you can broadcast in 4K, but you can't do it from desktop software. You have to use OBS, vMix, XSplit Broadcaster, but you can broadcast in 4K. I broadcast out using this camera to YouTube, and it is incredible, the quality. Yeah, so let's just go through the main features, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the software and show you how the software works. So let me go here. What I do is, to be honest here, I'm being honest, is that I write everything in an agenda on the side so I don't forget anything. So I can now tell you, I need to take that off. Okay, and I just need to make one change in my studio. Wait a second. Okay, I want to go here and apply. Okay, so we're talking about the Obspot Tiny PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, PTZ. 4K, and let's explain a little more. The next piece of information I have is that it's got AI-powered framing and autofocus. Well, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to give you a live demonstration in about 2 minutes' time. So you get a live demonstration of what the Obspot is capable of. It is a 4K video conferencing camera. So if you have people sat around a table, it will act as the central microphone. And as each person is speaking, you can actually move without just using software. you can move the camera to focus on the individual who's speaking. Now, it's not automatic, but it is. I mean, when you look at the price in the carousel today, and I'm just going to double check this, so that it's $269 for the camera that I'm showing you now. And it's the things this camera can do for the price are just astonishing. So it can work as a video conference camera, people sat around a table, go from one person to another, just using the software. Next thing about the Oswald PTZ is got dual omnidirectional microphones. And if I go here, hopefully this will work. If I go to here, with 6 camera angles, what could possibly go wrong? This is, I mean, the cameras look alike. You've got the lens on top, you've got the base, and that's about it. This one's on a tripod, as I said earlier. You can either mount it on your monitor or your PC or Mac, or you can mount it on a tripod stand. Now, if you mount it on a tripod stand, you can have the camera at eye level, which makes it more natural for you to present. Okay, because I'm the world's worst at this. I don't always look directly at the camera, as you'll probably be able to find out in a second. Okay, so it also has auto tracking with a 2-axis gimbal, and I'm going to show you that. It's got low light. If I turn my light off, what will happen is that the camera will try to compensate. Yeah, and you can still see me, but I'm not as well lit as I was with the Logitech Litra light. So let's switch the light back on, and you can now see me, which is good. Okay, again, if you're watching on Amazon Live, please do say hello. Tell me where you're watching from, and I will show your comments on screen. I'm just going to go here for a second, and I can do this. I can type in hello. No, I can't. I need to do it the right way around. Okay, and I'm going to send that. And hopefully this will work, just to give you an example. Okay, so low light correction. And then, right, it's working. Okay, magical gesture control. We talked about start tracking, stop tracking, zoom in, zoom out. Okay, and okay, now this is a world first. Okay, as far as Amazon Live is concerned, a very important moment. Until now, when you commented, yeah, when you commented, I've had to look at my iPad to see your comments, which is the way that 99.9% of Amazon Live broadcasters work. We have to look at the iPad or the iPhone in order to see who's commented. Now, because I'm broadcasting from, just a second. Because I'm broadcasting from BeLive, I can actually show the comment that you can see on Amazon Live in my studio. And it's got an old photograph of me, okay, and it says hello from the UK. Now you can see that in the comments on the Amazon.com page that I'm broadcasting to now. If you comment, if you're logged into Amazon, well, if you comment, then I can share your name and your comment. Okay, now this is a great step forward, because it means that if you ask a question, I can show the question on screen so that everybody can see it. And it means that anybody watching us on Facebook or YouTube can see the question too. Okay, it's not restricted to being on my iPad. So if you've got any questions, if you just want to say hello, then do type in hello. And usually when I say that, well, I'm not going to go there, but you can comment, and your comments can be seen on screen. Okay, so we last talked about low light correction on the 4K camera, and the next item is magical gesture control. We've just looked at that, and it's got a dual omnidirectional microphone with noise reduction. Now, this noise reduction, if you're broadcasting on Zoom or Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, and your dog barks, then if you don't have noise reduction, everybody can hear it. Everybody can hear your dog. And I've been watching broadcasts where the dog's got the better of the presenter, which for presenter is not good. So with noise reduction, the dog will bark, you will hear it, but nobody else will hear it. So that's a great step forward to have it built into the camera. It's got 3 preset positions. Now let's have a look at those. First of all, we've seen the desktop. Okay, so I can switch from me to the desktop. Okay, and I can also, hopefully this will work, I can go here. Okay, now you can see this is a glorious sunny day. It is. Alexa, what's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 21 degrees Celsius. Tonight, you can expect a low of 8 degrees.
Right, that's my Echo Dot, which is down the carousel. 3 preset positions. We've gone to 1, 2, and 3. This is out in the garden. This is a live feed. You are watching the wind whistling and blowing through the trees. And that's the beauty of the OBSBot, that you can have these 3 preset positions, all with different zoom factors, and it can be 180 degrees. So you can set it up to switch from A to B to C and back again. And I just want to click that because it did move then. Don't know how it went for you, but it moved for me. Okay. The next item down is that it's got AI tracking. Now, this, I've got to warn you, okay, this may or may not work. And I'm going to give away a secret, because you think, well, I've got a brick wall behind me. Do I have a brick wall behind me? Now is you're going to find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press that button, and if all goes well, there might be a variation in the sound, but hopefully not too much. And I can stand up and the camera is tracking me as I move about the office. And this is built in to the OBSBot because it's got the gimbal. It can actually track you as you move around. It gives you the headroom automatically, and you now know my secret. I am not sat in front, excuse me, I'm not sat in front of a wall. What I've got, and it's down in the carousel, is I've got a photography backdrop. Okay, and the photography backdrop is actually draped over a green screen. That's my secret. You know my secret now. But the thing is that when you stood up, it makes it a lot easier to present. Yeah, so I can now present to you these TrebLab, American company, TrebLab X3 Pro earbuds, and they are just stellar. Okay, high quality sound. They are waterproof. They are rechargeable. If you charge the case, as I did last night, then you can recharge the earbuds 4 times, both of them. They operate independently. When you switch the earbud on and you take your phone, okay, this is a live demonstration, anything can go wrong. You take your phone, you can pair the earbud with the phone, just switch Bluetooth on your phone. These will show up as X3 Pro left and right. Pair it, and you can then listen to Amazon Music or to your favorite podcast. Now, these are designed to be worn outdoors. Okay, so they are waterproof. The sound quality is very good, and they're so light that you forget you're wearing them. So I'll show you them later officially, rather than just as part of this demonstration. So they're gone back in there, and as soon as you put the earbud back in, it starts charging. Close the case, and this is very handy little carry case, and you can see that it's showing a full charge on at the moment because I charged it last night. As the charging the earbuds runs down, then it will go down in the case as well. Okay, so that's that. So that's the beauty of the camera we're looking at. which is the OBSBot 4K. Now, 4K broadcasting is a revelation. The place we can broadcast to is YouTube, and we can do that in 4K. So as soon as you get this camera out the box, plug it in. It's a standard USB connection. USB-C is the latest one. Just plug it in. It will be recognized straight away, and you can then broadcast live to YouTube in 4K using OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster, and it simply works, and the quality is incredible. So that is the AI tracking. What I'm going to do whilst I sit down, I'll take you over to the garden. Okay, so this is a live feed from, well, it's not from my garden, but it is next door's garden, and you can see I live in the centre of Devizes, which is about 93 miles away from London, and these are the gardens. And that is a live feed, and I love that the OBSBot can actually do that live feed. Totally amazing. Okay, so let's come back to me. Okay, so that's the AI tracking, and it will track you as you move around. If you are, I say, doing sports, then it will do a fast track. There's a fast track mode. In actual fact, if I just finish this off, and I'll give you a demonstration of the software in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, you'll see the software that controls all this. Versatile mounting, and because I've got 2 OBSBot cameras, yeah, I've got 6 views that I can show you. So I can go on my first OBSBot camera, the 4K one, I can go from me to the desktop to the garden, and it's all done at the flick of a button. And all of this is live, and it means that I've got so many options, especially when I'm presenting like this on Amazon Live. Yeah, rather than just seeing me in front of the camera, you can have 6 different views, which I think is a bonus, really. Okay, now if you're watching live, oh, brilliant, excellent timing. Rome has just commented on Amazon, and he's saying good morning. Okay, so just a reminder, I'm going to show you software in a minute. This Rome is a good friend and fellow Amazon Live broadcaster, and he'll be on later today. If you want to catch him, do follow him. Okay, Rome, if you want to put the link in, then I can actually show the link on my screen. Okay, because I'm broadcasting from BeLive. BeLive have now integrated comments, as you know, because I think you're watching Grant the other day. And I can show comments live on screen, which adds to the interaction. Yeah, because I don't have to go running off to my iPad. I can see the comment in my studio, and I can bring it on screen. And if I go here, I can do it this way. Let's just have a little fun with this before I go to the software. If I go here, we can see the full comment. Okay, so thank you, Rome. Rome, if you want to post a link, please do. And thank you for joining me on today's broadcast. I mean, the thing about the people who broadcast on Amazon Live, we're all good friends. We've got to know each other through live broadcasting, and we help and support each other. And incredibly, we've got 3 groups on Facebook, which are all about helping and support. And if we've got any techie problems, I go to Rome and I watch his live broadcast. I can see that my scenery is moving. Just let me lock that, okay, and go here, so that my scenery doesn't move, because I've given the secret away. Because if I go here, and thank you, Rome, for joining. If I take that comment off screen and I go here, I can actually zoom out, and you can see now, yeah, that this is not a brick wall. I'm actually with a green screen, and over the green screen is a photography backdrop. And I am Stephen Healy, and I can't take credit for the top. Okay, the top actually comes from, if you can see that, I don't think I should be able to see it if I go like that. This is a Stonehenge t-shirt, and I'm grateful for the marketing department at Stonehenge, which is about 25 minutes away from us, and they came up with this SH Stonehenge, or Stephen Healy. I prefer Stephen Healy, but I love Stonehenge. We're lucky enough to go there 4 or 5 times a year. So with the OBSBot on the fly, I can actually zoom in. I'm trying to get this back to where I had it before so that you don't think, okay, that's probably about right. Yeah, you think I'm up against a brick wall. Okay, let's take a look at the software. So this is the software that actually controls. I'm moving again. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to share screen. Okay, just give me a second and we'll do a screen share. And I'm going to share a window and this is it. Okay, and I'm going to bring it up on screen. So this is the software that actually controls the OBSBots. Now you can see if I come back and take solo off. Oh, I don't need that camera. I'm going to remember 3 cameras, 1 microphone. I'm going to switch that camera off. Okay, so you now got an OBSBot screen. So the thing is with the software, and I'll put it a bit nearer so you can see it. I'll take the BeLive logo off. Okay, and thank you, BeLive. I work for BeLive, and I'm proud to do so. So this is the software, and as you can see, let's just do this live, and this may or may not work. I've got to say this: if I go side by side, okay, this may or may not work. I'm just warning you. If I go to the right bit of software, and I need to move that and bring that in, just give me a second. Then I can go from me, and I'm going to press desktop, and you can see me pressing desktop, and it's going down, and it's going to the desktop. I can actually zoom in to the OBSBot tiny camera so you can get a better look at it, and you can see the Greek chess set behind it, and then I can zoom out again, and if I forget where I am, I can just press the desktop and it's back. And the third feed I have is of the garden. I click the garden button and you can see the breeze blowing in the trees. It's quite a soft breeze today. Last week it was not a soft breeze at all. And you can see I've got maximum zoom on there. Again, I can zoom out and zoom back in again and then come to me. Right. Now, so you can see numbers 1 and 2, that this is actually controlling both cameras that are down the carousel. It's controlling the 1080 and the 4K, and I can switch between them. Yeah, I can go over and the 4K camera has got this view, which is me. It's got the desktop, yeah, which is down there, and it's got the garden. Okay, on the second camera, it's got the BenQ monitor. Now, nothing's going to happen because I'm only showing you 1 camera at a time so that it's easier. Okay. But come back to me on the first camera before I lose myself. Imagine having 6 different views to be able to present from during a live broadcast. So you can do the presets, and then basically, if you want the software to track you, all you do is tap the lock, and then you can get up from your desk and the software will actually track what you're doing, and that's it. It will go around and around and follow you wherever you are. And if I tap the lock again, it will stop and I can go back to me, but I have to sit down first. Okay, so the other thing that I love about the software, as I said earlier, is the fact that they update it frequently. You've got auto sleep, which means you can say switch off if you're not used for 5-10 minutes. Gesture control, we talked about. Zoom factor I can set the tracking mode, headroom mode, standard, or motion mode. We talked about fast tracking earlier. I can switch HDR on and off. I can have autofocus if I want, and face auto exposure is a recent change. And if I was doing Instagram videos, then I can actually have the camera work in portrait mode. Yeah. So this is an all-rounder, yeah, because of all the different facilities that it has. And I'm going to stop sharing and come back to me. Okay, so we're back to me. I can shrink that software now. Okay, so I'm shrinking the software. So I've shown you 2 OBSBot cameras. Okay, and I just need to switch my iPad back on again and click again. I've shown you 2 OBSBot cameras, and I mean, I got the OBSBot 1080. I'm moving again. I got the OBSBot 1080 back in January. I've been using it on Amazon Live ever since, and I just need to tap that to actually stop it move. Oh, wait a minute. And no, not desktop. Back to me. Okay, back to me. I've been using the OBSBot since January, no problem. The OBSBot Tiny 4K, I've had 2 weeks, so I'm just getting used to it. They're both great cameras in their own right. Okay, shall we wind back a bit? Okay, I'm going to come to here. Yeah, and we're going to go Logitech. Down in the carousel is the Logitech C920X. Do stay around, because after I've done this camera, we'll be going to take a look at this mobile phone. And I'm going to show you the software that goes with this. And I'm going to show you how to do background removal. Okay, so let's go and get my notes together for the first camera, which is Logitech C920X. And if I go here, that's not going to work. Okay, so I've been live broadcasting for the last 6 years. Yeah. And oh, hello. Rome. Okay. And Rome joined us, and I joined us. And if you want to make a comment, please do. Okay, because we can display your Amazon Live comments on screen. I've been doing this for 6 years. I enjoy broadcasting live. It's what I do. I teach other people to broadcast live through Udemy courses, YouTube courses. But 6 years ago, when all this began, when Facebook Live began, we as broadcasters had already been doing it on a system called Blab. Blab was 4 people on screen, integral comments, didn't go to Facebook, it was just self-contained and everybody had a blast. And about 400 or 500 of us got together. Sorry, I'm just picking something up. Hopefully this will work. And I'm going to talk about a camera that's actually in the carousel now. Okay. We all got together and we said, well, if we're going to be broadcasting on Facebook Live, we need to up our game. We need to get an external camera and microphone. We need better quality pictures and we need better sound. And for that, we can't use the internals. We need external. And the camera we all went for is down in the carousel at the moment, and it's a Logitech C920X. Now, I'm going to tell you what the X stands for in a moment. But this is an ideal first camera. It really is. I mean, for the price, today's price, and let's just go and have a look at this. Today's price is $59.99, which is 14% off. And remember, we haven't even got to Prime Day yet. Prime Day, by the way, is the 12th of July. Okay, although unofficially it starts before then, but Prime, get ready for Prime. So we all decided as one to actually go and get a Logitech C920X because it was the best camera on the market, and it still is. The one I'm holding in my hand is 6 years old. The one that's in the carousel now was remodeled totally in 2020. Okay, but how long does the camera last? This has lasted 6 years. It still works perfectly. It can go onto my monitor on my second PC, and it gives a good 1080p picture or 720p. Now, you pull when you get it, okay? First thing you do is plug it in. Okay, this helps. So you plug it into your PC or Mac, and because millions of these have been sold, your system will recognize this straight away. Right, I can't show you this because it's not plugged in. You're actually watching a Brio at the moment, so it's still a Logitech camera. if you pull this lip down here, yeah, then it can go on the top of your monitor, okay, or your PC or your Mac. And it just sits there. And my Brio is on the top of my monitor. I showed you earlier, I think. Let's just go here. And no, yeah, it's on the top of my monitor. Or, as we've already seen, yeah, you can put most cameras these days, you can put the camera, just a minute. Wait a minute. Just a second. I need to do something here. Let's go picture in picture, shall we? Okay, and I'm going to switch that camera back on. And I'm going to go picture in picture. That's better. I'm going to shrink myself. I'm going to shrink. You ready for this? I am going to shrink so you can see more. Okay, so this camera can go on a tripod. Most cameras these days have got a thread on the bottom, and you can just screw the tripod into the base of the camera. And then the thing about this is obviously that I can move that camera anywhere around my desking, have it pointing wherever I want. So tripod, a very handy thing to have. I do have 2 tripods down in the carousel. If you flip along, you'll find a tripod, a normal size tripod and a tall tripod down in the carousel. And tripods are just brilliant for actually giving you more flexibility. Okay, let's go back to me. Okay, so I am here, and this is Logitech C920X. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to explain what the X stands for, because the X stands for extra. Okay. It's full 1080p, and it is 30 frames per second now. 720 DVD, 1080 high definition, so it's a high quality camera. 30 FPS, 30 frames per second is a number of frames that are actually sent from A to B. And 30 frames per second is the standard for web-based systems, like the one I'm using, which is BeLive. Okay. The next, it's got twin stereo microphones. They're omnidirectional, so they can pick up the noises all around you. And then it's got a central lens, which has got a 78-degree field of view. I'll explain that when we get on to the next camera, which is the Brio. Okay, it's got HD light correction. If I turn my light off, as I'm doing now, then I go darker, switch my light back on, and I'm happy again. I like working with lights. Now, there is advanced capture software. I'm going to show you the software when we get to Logitech Brio in about 5 minutes time. Okay, it's got low light setting. We've covered that. And I'm coming down the home straight now. 78 degrees field of view. Okay, and that's 6 years old. The one that's in the carousel was released on March 31st, 2020. That's the total redesign. So, but what I'm doing here is essentially it's the same camera. This is the C920, but it's been redesigned and improved. Okay, and the next thing is that the Logitech C920X, the extra X stands for extra. The X is the fact that you get a 3-month license. So not only do you get the camera, you get a 3-month license to the software I'm about to show you. Now, background removal, green screen background removal, I'm going to explain how it works using the software that's part of this deal. Okay, and if I can find it in my carousel, it will be on screen in a moment. Okay, so let's take that off. Okay, I'm going to go over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. And this is how all background removal software works, irrespective of whose it is. But this is XSplit VCam. I'm a paid subscriber. I've been using the software since Jan 2019. It just keeps getting better and better. And every time that XSplit release a new version, I make a video and XSplit say thank you very much. Is Paul Butcher in England, and I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Right, okay, I'm back. I'm live now. This is me live. Okay. I prepared that video earlier. The full video is on YouTube, and you can go there and you can type XSplit VCam and my name, Stephen. In fact, just as a reminder, let's go over here and go here and go here. Your host is Stephen Healy from England. There are 5 English broadcasters. There's also one from Australia, there's one from South Africa, there's one from Portugal. Okay, we're international. Yeah, Amazon Live is international. We're here, and thank you for your comments, Corinda. We're here as independent broadcasters. Okay, we do not work for Amazon. The items down the carousel, I own over 75% of them. Yeah, which is good. It means that I can talk honestly about them. If there's a problem that I've encountered, I will tell you about it. I will point out the features. If you click link in the carousel, you find a full spec and other people's reviews too. I'm giving you a live review now. Stress the importance of that in a moment. We're looking at broadcasting. I've been live broadcasting for 6 years. If you want to ask me a question, please do. Thank you for watching. This is important to me. I really enjoy being on Amazon Live. I feel honored to, as a Brit, to actually be able to broadcast to you today. And I want to say thank you for spending part of your day with me. We're talking about Logitech Brio next, and we're also going to be talking about the Samsung S22 Ultra phone, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of the phone. And I actually went out this weekend and I shot my first Samsung S22 Ultra video. So I'm going to show you the video. The video contains chickens. So if you love chickens, hang around. And just to prove the point, I'll take that off. I can show your comments. I say hello to Mark. Mark, thank you for joining us. And I'm going to go over here. And Mark is, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Thank you. I just noticed Mark is watching on Facebook Corinda is on Facebook as well. Either of you still watching, if you click link up above, it take you up to Amazon Live. And it said Friday, not Monday. Okay, at least I got the, well, thank you, Corinda. Okay, my prime aim is, it doesn't say anything in Amazon Live. Chicken what that. Okay, let's just give me a second. I'm intrigued by Corinda's comment, and hopefully Corinda will come over to Amazon. Just let me change up to here. Chicken. I made a video and the chickens star in it. We keep chickens for the eggs. Okay, I'll explain all that in a minute. Okay, so that's what chickens means. Chicken as in chicken. Okay, right. I do want to say a big thank you to Ship Princess, who started following me, who've helped make my day. Thank you very much for the follow. And I hope that you're enjoying the broadcast. And over to Corinda. And Corinda is still on Facebook and is saying, oh, okay. All I can say, Corinda, is Amazon comments are working today. Okay, now the next camera that we're going to go on to is the one you're actually looking at now, which is the Logitech Brio camera. Okay, you're watching Logitech Brio camera and you're listening to an Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, if I go here, because we will be covering it during this broadcast, if I go here and go to the desktop. No, that won't work. Let's bring the cameras side by side again. Take solo off. Okay, I showed you, oh, just to finish that off, I missed a beat. Okay, as far as the software is concerned, yeah, I said Logitech Brio includes 3 months of software. Logitech 920X includes 3 months of licensed software. You can get your backdrops from your hard drive, YouTube videos you can play, websites you can display, and you can also go to just a minute, unsplash.com, and that's where photographers from around the world have put their best photographs. You can go in there, you can download backdrops. You type in Paris, Texas, and you'll get images of Paris, Texas. You type in Paris, France, and you'll get images of the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and everything Parisian. Okay, so unsplash.com is a site you can go to after this broadcast to actually download images to use as your backdrop. Okay, so where did that get us? I want to go here, and we're going to go over to the Logitech Brio camera. Okay, now it's full title, and it's down in the carousel at the moment, and it is, oh, it is $142.79, which is 28% off. Now, a note here, if you see something in the carousel that you like, click the link, it will take you to the page. That's all it does. It takes you to the standard, I'm on Amazon Live, Corinda. It takes you to the standard Amazon.com page, and you pay the price that's down in my carousel. So today, if you click the link, it's $142.79, which is 28% off. Okay, right. And we're going to have a lot of discounts in the coming weeks. Okay, thanks for watching live. Zai, thank you for following. Round of applause. I'm going to get a video done because I do appreciate everybody who follows. And so thank you to Ship Princess and to Zai for actually following me. It helps make my day. It does make a difference. Amazon look at the stats and they say, how are your followers going? And if they're going up, Amazon are happy, I'm happy, you're happy. The thing is that if you do follow a live broadcast, and I follow about 250 live broadcasts on Amazon, they're about over $2,000. I just saw 10 new ones earlier today and followed them. And it means I can go to the following tab and I can follow their broadcasts. Right, okay. No, Black Friday is not coming up soon, Corinda. Black Friday is later in the year, but that gives me a lead in. Before Black Friday is Amazon Prime Day, and Amazon Prime, as we know, as Prime customers, which I am too, is the day when we get deal after deal after deal. and that is on July 12th, although unofficially there will be deals between June 21st and then. The prime day, if you know what I mean, is July 12th. So that's a date to actually place in your calendar and to actually look out for. So Zai, thank you. Okay, so Logitech Brio webcam. It is Ultra 4K video, and that's why I got it. I had the C920 and I wanted 4K to broadcast to YouTube in 4K. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. Okay, so you can't hear the dog bark. In addition to that, it's got HD light auto correction. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to switch my lights off. I've gone dark. There's no light in the room whatsoever. Switch my Logitech Litra light back on. The Logitech Litra light is down in the carousel and you can see me, but the camera compensated. The next item is wide field of view. It's got a 90-degree field of view. Now I'm going to show you what field of view means in a moment. I'm going to show you the software in 2 minutes time. I'll show you the software that controls all Logitech cameras with the exception of the Mevo. Okay, the next point about Logitech Brio is 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam. So it is true 4K. You can broadcast in 4K from OBS, vMix, XSplit Broadcaster out to YouTube and in glorious Technicolor and in 4K, 4000 pixels. Okay, next item. Oh, I've gone back one. Okay, so let's keep going. And it's this point that I'm going to load up the software. Now, if you buy a camera and you plug it in, it will work. Okay, no worries. Especially Logitech camera, millions sold. Your Mac or your PC will recognize it and use it straight away. No problem. Perfect. But you're not getting the most out of your camera. And I'm going to explain exactly why, and I'm going to explain fields of view. Okay, we're going to look at it. Because if you download the software, you can do a lot more than you can. I'm going to prove 2 things here. If I share a window, okay, I just want to, I think I need to do something, but anything can go wrong, probably will, but let's share the screen anyway. Right, this is a piece of software, and I know Corinda is going to take exception to this, but this is Logitech Capture's little brother. If you go to logitech.com and you type in Logitech Capture, you can search for it and then you can download it. It will recognize your camera straight away, and you then have complete control of your camera. And I can hide that, don't need that anymore. I can switch that camera off. And we've now just got me and Logitech Capture. Okay, now I want to make a change here just to give you an appreciation of what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the theme of my studio, and I'm going to go over here and click here, and we're going to go, I swear we're going to go, just a minute, side by side. Okay, now this is the software next to me, and this software has complete control over my Brio camera. And I'm going to give you a secret. I'm going to give a secret away. You can see on the right hand side I've got zoom controls. Underneath I've got the field of view. What I'm going to do using the software is I am going to zoom out, and I want to be full screen for this, because if I go here for a moment, just let me, what we're actually going to do is we're going to switch the default camera settings. So this is what it looks like if you don't download the software. Now, if you don't download the software, this is what it looks like. I've just realized that I'm a little bit dark. Just a moment. we're 5 hours ahead of you. I'm now in glorious Technicolor. Now this is no zoom and a 90-degree field of view, which means that you can see the whole of my office. And my just being on camera with a brick wall isn't like that. You can choose, once you've got the software, you can choose how you appear on camera. And this is very important. These are the default settings. If you don't download the software, then these are settings. If you have the software, then you can do this. Okay, let me take that off. And this is important. For any hardware that you buy, do download the software. Let's go side by side. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to zoom in twice. 1 click, 2 clicks. Change the field of view to 78. That's it. This is how I want to look on camera. Okay, headroom, yeah. Center of screen, roughly speaking, and lit by Logitech Litra Light. This is how I want to look. I don't want to look like this. Yeah. A lot of people do. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. And when you get a camera, when you buy a camera, you want control of it. You want to be able to do things. Yeah. Not just have the default view, actually get the screen as you want it. And I can click 1, 2, 3 buttons properly, and I'm back to where I want to be. Now, in addition to that, if I go side by side again, there are other things I can do, and I realize that I do need to change something. You're going to see before your very eyes, I want to adjust the brightness. I could go on the brightness, go like that, but what I actually want to do is to come down to 50%, and the color intensity, which has been off during the whole of this broadcast, I want to bring up to 50%. I didn't check it. I should have checked it. I should have checked it. So you can alter the brightness, the color, the contrast, the auto white balance. If I take that off, you see, I do need auto white balance today. And right, okay, now, if you're saying to yourself, what has he done? Why has he gone so bright? When you're doing this, the camera all the time is recalibrating and trying to adjust. All I need to do to come back to normal is switch my light off and switch it back on again. Okay, that's the theory. Did that work? Okay, I'm going to stay with that just a minute. Let's just see if I can see if I've made a mess of this. This is possible during a live broadcast. Take the auto white balance off. Okay, that's better. Okay, I didn't need the auto white balance. So the thing here is that as you've got the software, you can experiment. You can change it to be any way that you want. Yeah. End of rant. And Logitech cameras, Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930 Brio are extremely solidly built, great lenses, great facilities, and with the software you can do so much. And just to say that as I've given the game away, I have a photography backdrop behind me, and if I scroll over in the carousel, okay, and I go here, just a minute, I know I have it in the carousel. Okay. Yeah, basically what I've got behind me, and I just zoom out a minute as we're in this mode, is I've got a photography backdrop, and what I've done is I've just put it over the green screen. If you want to change your game, up your game on Zoom or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, photography background is the way to go. The one down the carousel is $14.99, and you either need a stand to suspend it from, or like I've got a green screen. Now, someday I will take it off, put another one on. In fact, I found three more I want to do. One is a brick wall with splashes of paint. The second is an Hawaiian beach scene. So I look forward to me sat on the beach talking about cameras and microphones and everything from Hawaii. And then I've seen one which is a Wild West town. And I want to be there amongst the tumbleweed, actually presenting a broadcast from the Wild West. Okay. But all I need to do now is to actually zoom in twice and make sure that I'm on 78 degrees. If I go, so 90 degrees is there, 78 degrees is there, 65 degrees is too close for me. So I always use 78 degrees. Okay. And those are my preferred settings. And behind me is not a wall, but a photography backdrop. Okay, over to the iPad. Now there is an iPad down in the carousel. It's this one. And I now want to go over to, well, first of all, before, okay, if I go and do this, okay, down and stop sharing that, switch that camera back on, okay, and go picture in picture. Down in the carousel, one of my favorite games is, can you guess? Can you guess what my favorite game is? One of my favorite games is chess. Down in the carousel is a chess set, and it's a Greek mythology chess set, and the pieces are so, I can, hang on, I've got something on my screen which I need to move. The chess pieces themselves, if I go this way and go put it in my palm of my hand, I'll try. Okay, that's not working, is it? There, you got it. Okay, chess pieces are so well crafted, yeah, in bronze and in silver, and chess is a great game. If somebody wants to challenge me to a game of chess, then please do. Okay, now it's time for a world premiere, because we're going to talk about this. Now, word of explanation. This is my old phone. I don't know why it's got stickers on, but this is my new phone. And this is, put it the right way up. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22. Just a minute, let me identify myself. Fingerprint. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is the flagship Samsung phone. Okay, now it's down in the carousel today, and today it is 23% off. It's $990, $999.99. I'm going to show you what you can do with this camera. Let's go through the basics first, and then I'm going to, in about 2 minutes time, I'm going to play you a video actually shot with this camera. Okay, so if I go here, and I need to go to here, just think, hang on. Okay, so you're looking at now the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. I'm going to go through some of the features. I'm going to show you some of the features. It's 256 gig of RAM. It's got 8K camera. We'd be talking earlier about webcams at 4K. This is an 8K video camera. Yeah. In addition to that, it's got the brightest display I've ever seen. Now, just a minute. If I go take myself off full screen, I can actually prove a point here. Okay, if I go here, I was sat out in the sun today, as you can see. That's a live feed from the gardens, and bright sunlight, and I could read the display. I could surf Facebook, I could surf LinkedIn with ease. This is the bestest, brightest display I've ever seen. And that's the truth. It is an incredibly bright display and it works in bright sunlight. It's the best display that Samsung have ever done. Right. Do you remember the Galaxy Notes? Yeah. And they stopped them. Well, this is the Galaxy S22. And on the left-hand side, in a housing, is an S Pen. Okay, so I can take the S Pen, just give me a second, and I can create a note. I'm just waiting for it. It's pretty quick. I'm doing this live, you understand? So there you are, Amazon Live, written in a second, and I can save that note easily. Yeah, so let's go back to where we were. Wipe the note out of the way. S Pen is back. Now, as well as being able to write, you can actually do gestures with the S Pen. So once it's set up, I've only had this 6 days, bear with me. Once it's set up with the S Pen, you can actually get it to take a photo. Yeah. So if I go, I'm not going to do it now. I need to practice. I've got to be honest here. I need to practice. I'm going to show you more as time goes on. So bear with me for a moment, but it does have an S Pen. And if you take your camera and you go out of the room and you forget to put your S Pen back, the phone reminds you that your S Pen is not in place straight away. As soon as you move too far away, it's all the little things that make it life. It's got a long battery life. It will run for a day on a charge, no problem at all. And that's if you're watching videos all day or videoing. Very long battery life. It's got 8 times super steady video. Now I'm going to demonstrate the super steady video to you in a minute. Okay, I'm going to show you a video actually shot this weekend with chickens. Right, I was talking to my friend Guy Cook earlier, and Guy used to live in Walla Walla, and he's moved now. He's not in Walla Walla anymore, but I remember it because he used to live in Walla Walla. And Guy's a great friend. We've known each other for quite a few years. And I said, okay, this video was shot with the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and he said, I've got a Galaxy S22 Ultra. Try night photographs. Now, Samsung have called this nightography, which is a made-up word, but describes taking photographs at night. I haven't tried it yet, but I did get a picture from Guy, which with his permission, I've got to ask him, with his permission, I'll show you tomorrow. Next thing, it's got 108 megapixel camera. On the back of the phone, you will see 5 lenses. You've got a 3 times zoom, a 10 times zoom, the 108 megapixel, and one I don't know about yet. Okay, and I can't count. The next thing, before I show you the video shot with this, is it's got adaptive color contrast, which is, I mean, the colorways on this are so true to life. Incredible. It's got a long battery life. Now, they say fast charging, but in order to get fast charging at 45 watts, you've got to buy a brick. Yeah. And I'll be going through the accessories as I progress on my journey with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's got the embedded S Pen. We've seen that. In addition to that, it's unlocked by Samsung, which is absolutely brilliant. So you can go to any carrier, a carrier of your choice, get the SIM from them. The phone's unlocked. You can use it straight away with your favorite carrier. Okay. And next thing is 6.8 inches. It's got an edge screen, 120 hertz refresh, or you can go down to a 1 hertz refresh. It's adaptive. So 1 to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. And the next thing in here is, as we're looking at Samsung Galaxy, it's 5,000 milliamps charging, as I said, 45 watts with a brick, or wireless charging, or wireless power share. And coming up the home straight, okay, I couldn't have memorized all this. Yeah, I had to write it down. I mean, be fair, right? And it's got a rear camera, 108 megapixels, and the front camera is 40 megapixels. And the phone was released February 9th, 2022. So it is very recent. Okay, and now I'm going to show you the video. So I'm going to stop that. Okay, and now you're going to see, if I can find it, you're going to see the first ever. This is a world premiere. Okay, this is Wiltshire Gardens, my first video from my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra mobile phone. And you can judge now, just a note, as I said, the phone is capable of 108 megapixels. This video, because it's on YouTube, can only be 1080. So you're getting a glimpse into what is possible. What I want you to look out for is that the phone has a built-in stabilizer. Let's check it out. So I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play, and we will meet the chickens. Is my first video with the Samsung S22 Ultra, and we're in the garden on a beautiful sunny day. It's about 31 degrees, and let's take a walk down the path and see what we can find. Okay, now what I'm checking is the sound quality and also the video quality. So let's see how this works. So I can pan round. Okay, and I'm going to go onto the grass, and this is our newer wildflower garden, and the right hand side is taking off slowly, but the left hand side is firmly established. As I go round again and down the garden. Okay, Angelica put a lot of work into getting the garden into the state it's in. And I want to take you down now to the new table and chairs that we've got. Chairs are covered up to protect them because, as you can see, we are out in the countryside and birds can actually fly over, which is not a good idea. But this is our brand new table, and we saw it in the local garden centre and thought, let's have that. So we did, we bought it. Okay, now over here is our wild animal enclosure, and if I go around the corner we should see, hopefully they're camera friendly, but if I go around here we should be able to see, hello chickens, hello. Okay, and we've got 4 chickens in total. They're all rather camera shy, yeah. And they're turning away from the camera. They know what's going on, they know they're being filmed, apart from the one who's going to be a star someday. Okay, and this is an igloo, which is where they live, and it's very easy to maintain. Chickens are easy to maintain, and we're actually currently getting 4 eggs a day, and the chickens were rescue chickens. In other words, they had been kept for their egg laying. After 2 years they let the chickens go, and then the chickens have got to be rehoused, and we actually managed to get hold of 4. So these are all about the same age and will go on for 2 or 3 years laying eggs for us, and we're currently getting 25 eggs a week, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm walking further down. You can see the fruit bushes coming to slowly, and they get watered every night. Angelica most times, and occasionally me. Angelica most